Namaskar, I am Dr. Meenakshi, Assistant Professor Mathematics, Sir Choturam Government College for Women, Sampla. Today we will discuss the topic of interpolation with unequal intervals, and it covers the topic under BA BSc 5th SEM. Okay, let's continue. This is interpolation with unequal intervals. What do you mean by interpolation? Interpolation means we have to find the value of a function. Suppose y is a function of x, then we are to find the value of y for a particular value of x, and that x lies within the tabular value. Okay. So interpolation means to find the value of a function, you can say, for which x lies within the tabular values. Now, if the values of x are equally spaced, then we use the formula of interpolation with equal intervals. We have discussed the formulas like Newton's forward interpolation formula, Newton's backward interpolation formula, and these formula act when values of x are equally spaced. But how can we find the value when these values of x are not equally spaced? In that situation, we use interpolation with unequal intervals, and in this case there are three formulas that we will discuss in this. First one is Newton's divided difference formula, second one is Lagrange's interpolation formula, and third is our Hermite formula. When we deal with interpolation with equal intervals, then we find the forward differences and backward differences. So, when we deal with interpolation with unequal intervals, there comes a concept of divided differences. So, first we will understand what do you mean by divided differences. Look here. Let fx be a given function which attains the values f of x naught, f of x1, f of x2, f of xn corresponding to the values of the arguments, and these values are x0, x1, x2 up to xn. Here we say that the values of x are not equally spaced. It means x1 minus x0, x2 minus x1, x3 minus x2 and so on, xn minus 1, these all values are not equal. That is, arguments are not equally spaced. So we can say that this is the case of unequal intervals. So here we find the divided difference corresponding to these arguments one by one. First we consider the arguments x0 and x1, and we divide the intervals, that is, we can say we find first divided difference of function corresponding to these arguments. So we calculate the value of f of x1 minus f of x0 upon x1 minus x0. Here we can denote it by f of x0 comma x1, or here you look, this is a symbol triangle and this is divided into two parts, and we write f of x0, and over the triangular part we write x1. So this is the notation for divided difference of x0 over x1. So we define f of x0 x1 as f of x1 minus f of x0 upon x1 minus x0. Similarly, we can find the divided difference of x1 and x2. That will be equal to f of x2 minus f of x1 upon x2 minus x1. Continuing like this, we find that f of xn minus 1 comma xn, this will be equal to f of xn minus f of xn minus 1 upon xn minus 1. So in a general way, we can write this value for xi and xi plus 1. These all are the first order divided differences. Continuing like this, we can find the higher order divided differential. So here we find second divided differential, and that will be operated on the arguments x0, x1 and x2. Like way, we find the second order forward and backward, that will be the differential of first order differential. In the same way, the second order divided differential will be the difference of first order divided differences. So we can write first order divided difference of x0 over x1 as fx0 x1, similarly f of x1 x2. Now we are to find the second divided difference, and that will be equal to f of x1 x2 minus f of x0 x1 upon x2 minus x0, and we will denote it by del square f of x0, and this operates on x1 and x2. In the similar way, we can find the nth divided difference, and this will be equal to the difference of n minus 1th divided differences. So in a general way, we can find this. Now, if any of the arguments, two arguments coincide, suppose x0 and x1 coincide, then what will be the value of their divided differences? In that case, the value of the divided difference will be first order derivative at that point. Similarly, in the case of second divided differential, if all the arguments are same, then that will be equal to 1 by factorial to f double dash x0. That means we can find it in terms of second order derivative. Similarly, in a general way, if we are to find this for r plus 1 arguments, then it will be equal to 1 by factorial r, rth derivative of function at the point x0. So this is the particular case when the values coincide, then how can we find the values of first, second, third and so on nth order divided differences. Now this is the concept of divided difference, that how can we calculate divided differences so that we can deal with the problems of interpolation with unequal intervals. Now we move on to the first formula, and what was it? Newton's divided difference interpolation formula for unequal intervals. First we will derive its expression, then we will solve the problems related to it. Now look. Let f of x0, f of x1, f of x2, fxn, these all are the values of the polynomial fx of nth degree corresponding to the arguments x0, x1 up to xn, and these values are not necessarily equally spaced. Then first order divided difference over f of x x0, that will be given by f of x minus f of x0 upon x minus x0. Now by using simple calculation, we can write equation 1 as f of x is equal to f of x0 plus x minus x0 into f of x x0. Now we will find second divided difference over x, x0 and x1, and we know that second order divided difference is the difference of first order divided difference. In the same way as we have done in equation 1, we find the value of f of x x0 and we write it as equation 2. Now from equation 2, we have find the value of function at x x0. Now use this value in equation 1. Now we find the expression as f of x is equal to f of x0 plus x minus x0 into f of x0 x1 plus x minus x1 into f of x x0 and x1. Now here we have three arguments in equation 3, f of x, x0 and x1. Now in terms of third divided difference, if we use these values, we can find the value of f of x, x0, x1. Now use this value in equation 3. So we find a expression, and continuing like this, we approach the value f of x will be equal to f of x naught plus x minus x naught into f of x naught x1 plus x minus x naught into x minus x1, f of x naught x1 x2 plus x minus x naught into x minus x1 into x minus x2 into f of x, x naught, x1, x2, and continuing like this we find its nth term. Here we see that fx is a polynomial of degree n. So its n plus 1th and higher order divided difference will be 0. So the last term of this expression becomes 0. Now we are left with only n terms, and these are f of x naught plus x minus x naught. Here we have used the notation of divided differences because f of x naught x1 we can write it as first order difference, f of x naught x1 x2 as second order differences, and last term will be nth order differences. And this is the formula for Newton's divided difference formula. Now we can use this formula for finding the value when these arguments are not equally spaced. Now look at the problem. Here we are to find the value of f8 and f15 from the given table. We are given the table, and here we are given the values of x and their corresponding values of fx. Equations, if we look at the values of x, these are 4, 5, 7, 10, 11 and 13. Here we see that these values are not equally spaced. So first we construct the divided difference table. And what is the method to construct this? Here we look upon this. First write the columns of x and fx. In the next column we are to find the first order difference, then second order difference, third order difference and fourth order difference. For finding the first order divided difference, look at the first two values, that is x0 and x1, and their corresponding f of x0 and f of x1. Here in the numerator subtract the values of fx, and in denominator subtract the values of x. So we are with 100 minus 48 upon 5 minus 4, and that will be equal to 52. Next 294 minus 100 upon 7 minus 5, and that will be equal to 97. Then 900 minus 294 upon 10 minus 7, and that will be equal to 202. Next one will be 1210 minus 900 upon 11 minus 10, and that will be equal to 310. Next 2028 minus 1210 divided by 13 minus 11. So in this way we can find the first order difference. Now the differences of the first order divided difference divided by their corresponding x values will give us second order divided difference, then third order divided difference and fourth order. In this way we can find the construct the divided difference table. Now we are to only use the Newton's divided difference formula. We put the values from the table and solve it. We are to find the values of the function at x equal to 8 and x equal to 15. So in equation 1, in place of x we put the value as 8, and x0, x1, x2 and their corresponding first order difference, second order, third order, these we put from the table, and we are to use the leading values of these. For example, first order differences we take the value as 52, for second order we take the value as 15, for third order we take this value as 1, and for fourth order we take this value as 0. Now substitute these values in this, we find the values of function at 8, and in the same way substitute x is equal to 15, then we find the value corresponding to x equal to 15. So this is the formula for Newton's divided difference formula. Now look at another example. Here we are to find fx as a polynomial, but here we are to find this polynomial in powers of x minus 5. Here the values of x are 0, 2, 3, 4, 7 and 9, and their correspondingly functions value are 4, 26, 58, 112, 466, 922. First we construct the divided difference table in the same way as we have seen in the previous example. Here we use the Newton's divided difference formula. First of all We write the formula, then substitute the values from the table, and we are left with an polynomial fx, and in the polynomial is x cube plus 2x square plus 3x plus 4. But this is the polynomial in terms of x. But our question was to find the polynomial in powers of x minus 5. Now to convert this polynomial in powers of x minus 5, we divide this by 5 using the method of synthetic division repeatedly. So when we divide it by 5 first time, we are left with remainder 194. In the second step, remainder will be 98, third step 17, and last we obtain as 1. So in powers of x minus 5, we can write this polynomial as x minus 5 cube plus 17 into x minus 5 square plus 98 into x minus 5 plus 194. So we are left with a polynomial which is in powers of x minus 5. So this is the Newton's divided interpolation formula, and we have seen that how can we use this formula for solving a particular problem that comes under the interpolation with unequal intervals. Now we move on to the second formula, and that is the Lagrange's interpolation formula. First we will derive its expression. Look here. Let fx be the nth degree polynomial of x, and x0, x1, x2, x3 up to so on xn be the values of the arguments, and these arguments are again not equally spaced, and their corresponding functional values are suppose f of x0, fx1, fx2, fx3 and so on, and last value is f of xn. Now consider fx as a function which is of nth degree. Now we can take fx is equal to a0 into x minus x1 into x minus x2 up to so on, and last term we will take x minus xn plus a1 into x minus x0 into x minus x0 2 into x minus xn. Continuing like this, we write its term up to an. Here we can see that in the first term x0 is not involved. Similarly, in the second term x1 is not involved. In third term x2 is not involved, and in n term xn is not involved. So we can write fx as a function by following these steps. Here a0, a1, a2, an, these all are constants that we have to be determined. So finding these values, we put x is equal to x0 in equation 1. Now when we put x is equal to x0 in equation 1, in left hand side we get f of x0, and on right hand side we are left only with one term, because all other terms will become 0 when we substitute x is equal to x0. So from here we can find the value of a0 as f of x0 upon x0 minus x1 into x0 minus x2 up to so on x0 minus xn. So here we have find the value of a0. Now again we put x is equal to x1 in equation 1, and from here we find the value of a1. Similarly, if we substitute the values of x as x2, x3 and so on xn, we find the values of a2, a3 and an. Now substitute all these values in equation 1. Now we are left with an equation 2, and this is the Lagrange's interpolation formula. Now how can we remember this formula? There is a trick for it. Look at this. In the numerator, if we see in first term, x0 is not involved. Okay. And in denominator, replace x by x0 and multiply it by f of x0. Similarly, in second term, x1 is not involved in the numerator, and in denominator replace x by x1 and multiply this by f of x1. So we can remember this formula in this way, and this is our Lagrange's interpolation formula. There is also another form, so we can use it form also. This is the another form of Lagrange's interpolation formula. Now we look at the example. How can we solve a problem by using Lagrange's interpolation formula? Here we are given a table. The values of x and fx are given to us, and we are to find the value of function at 3.5 and 3.5 is within the tabular value. So this is the question of interpolation, and here the values of x are equally spaced. So here we can also use the interpolation formula dealing with equal intervals, but we can also do this with Lagrange's interpolation formula. Lagrange's interpolation formula works well with both equal and unequal intervals. So first of all, we use only 3 values from the given table, that is 2, 3 and 4. We can use all the values also, but in this particular problem we have used only 3 values. Lagrange's interpolation formula does not involve the construction of divided difference table. We are to only use the values from the given table, that is x and fx. So write the Lagrange's interpolation formula. Now put these values from the given table and solve this. We find the function as 9x square minus 26x plus 24. Now put x is equal to 3.5 and solve this. We find the value of f3.5 as 43.25. So this is very simple method. Now again look at the problems. We are to find, you can say you are to prove that u1 is equal to u3 minus 0.3 into u5 minus u minus 3 plus 0.2 into u minus 3 minus u minus 5 in terms of the Lagrange's interpolation formula. Here, if we look, our arguments are minus 3, 3, minus 5, 5. So we take the arguments as minus 3, minus 5, 3 and 5. And in left hand side, it is u1. It means we are to find the value at x equal to 1. Apply Lagrange's interpolation formula. Here we have used the second form of the Lagrange's interpolation formula. Now put the values as x, minus 3, minus 5, 3 and 5. These are the values of x0, x1, x2 and x3. And in the last, we put x is equal to 1. And simplify this. And we see that in the last, we are reached with the expression that we have to prove. Similarly, if we look at the second problem, here we see that our arguments are 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, and we are to find the value for x is equal to 3. So again, write Lagrange's interpolation formula. Here again we have used the second form of this formula. Now in the last, put x is equal to 3 and simplify. We are reached with the desired result. And in the third part also, first of all, look what arguments we will use. Minus 1, 1, minus 3 and 3, and we are to find the value at x equal to 0. So this is our Lagrange's interpolation formula. It is the second form of it. Now substitute x equal to 0 in this result. We find the desired value. So in this way, we can solve a problem by using Lagrange's interpolation formula. Now, the last formula that comes under unequal intervals is the Hermite's interpolation formula, and this is also known as oscillating interpolation formula. Hermite interpolation formula, this is also similar to the Lagrange's interpolation formula, but it is just complicated than this formula. While dealing with Hermite's interpolation formula, we will find a polynomial px of degree 2n plus 1 such that n plus 1 points are x0, x1, x2, xn, At these points, our polynomial px and fx both possess the same value and also the same derivatives. We assume these conditions. So we take p of xi is equal to f of xi and p dash xi as f dash xi, and we take the value of I as 0, 1, 2, 3 up to n. If we look, these are the n plus 1 conditions in first equation and n plus 1 conditions in second equation, that is derivative conditions. So in total there are 2n plus 2 conditions in this equation 1. So we assume that px is a polynomial, because if we are given 2n plus 2 points, then the polynomial will be of degree 2n plus 1. So we assume px as a polynomial of degree 2n plus 1 and express it in the form px is equal to sigma uix into f of xi, here I varies from 0 to n, plus sigma vix into f dash xi, here again I varies from 0 to n. So we have written px as a polynomial in terms of functions and its derivatives, where uix and vix, these are the polynomials in x of degree 2n plus 1 and these are to be determined. Now we use the conditions in 1. If we use these conditions, we see that pxi is equal to f of xi for I equal to 0, 1 to n, and their derivative values are also same at these points. If we apply these conditions, we can replace pxi with fxi and their derivative with f dash xi. Now using these equations, we find the values of ui and vi. Again by using the derivative conditions, and now again using the conditions 1, we can find the value of ui dash and vi dash. And now we see that uix and vix, these are again functions of 2n plus 1 degree. So we can take these as uix as aix into lix square and vix as bix into lix square. Here L stands for Lagrangian interpolation, where Lix, this is the Lagrangian factor. Since Lix square will be of degree 2n and uix vix of degree 2n plus 1, it means aix and bix are linear polynomials. So we can take them as aix as ai plus bix and bix as ci plus dix in the general form. So again put the values of this, and now again using the conditions, here we are left with equations 5, 6, 7 and 8, and now using these values we are reached with the Hermite's interpolation formula. So if we look at these, in the first term we have 1 minus 2 into x minus xi, and this is multiplied by li dash xi, and outside the bracket the function is lix square into f of xi, and in the second term x minus xi into lix square into f dash xi, and this is the Hermite's interpolation formula, and it is complicated than the previous ones, that is Newton's divided difference formula and the Lagrangian interpolation formula. And this formula we can apply for unequally spaced intervals. So this problem we can solve like this. Here we are to apply Hermite's interpolation formula to find the value of sine 1.05, and we are given the values of sine x and cos x, and we know that derivative of sine x will be cos x. So we are given the values of the function and its derivatives at 1 and 1.10. So we take x0 as 1 and x1 as 1.10. Here function is sin x and its derivative is cos x. So where f of x0, f dash x0, fx1, f dash x1, these all the values are given to us. We find L0 x means Lagrangian corresponding to x0. L1x means Lagrangian corresponding to x1. So we find these values and find their derivatives, and here we are to apply Hermite interpolation formula for two values of I, that is 0 and 1. So expand this formula for I equal to 0 and I equal to 1, and now substitute the values from the table and from the calculated values, and now we are to find the value of function at 1.05. so put x is equal to 1.05, and by simply calculating these values we can find the value of the function at 1.05. so this is the Hermite's interpolation formula. So here we have done the topic Newton's divided difference formula, Lagrange's interpolation formula, and Hermite's interpolation formula, and all these cover the interpolation with unequal intervals. I hope all of you have understood this. Thank you very much.